Welcome to Clixed Off, brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama. Check them out at LuckyDiceCafe.com. And now for your hosts, Daniel Powell, Jason Alvey, Alex Coos, and Tyler Spees.
Hey everybody, welcome to Clixed Off today. This is your host Daniel Powell speaking. Just want to let everyone know I don't think we're sponsored by Troll and Toad anymore. I've reached out to them a few times and saw a couple TikToks where they're kind of downsizing. Unknown if that's accurate or not, but I'll let y'all know. It might just be a temporary bump in the road. Or something else going on with Troll and Toad. I'm not really sure what all's going on. But at either rate, if you like what you're listening to today on Clixed Off, check us out, patreon.com/ClixedOff. $1 and above. Troll and Toad sponsored our giveaway, so think of the dollar entry point as a thank you bucket for the temporary until we get our feet back under us with our giveaways. $5 and above is really the tier where you want to be, because that gets you into our Discord server for Heroclix strategy and tactics discussion, along with the ability to playtest games with the Clixed Off crew, with the CCO season in full swing, nationals, foreign nationals coming up, and worlds not very far away in the horizon. Good time to get in some good games and get your teams reviewed in preparations for the big dance in Memphis. Joining me today is Jason Kongbongen Alvey.
Give me a hell yeah!
And also joining me today is Alex. Got him a daredevil at the last second Coos.
Yep, I did. So, big shout out to is it Kari Sampson? Yep. Kari Sampson in Georgia, thanks for hooking me up at the last minute. Much appreciated. So, real quick, before we get into the show stuff, you mentioned Troll and Toad. Some of the stuff I've been following with them, if you go out on their website, like, they're not buying anything anymore.
Yeah.
Like, all their bulk buy lists. Like, Heroclix is permanently removed from the list. But they have Digimon, Lorcana, One Piece out there, but their buy lists are blank. So they're not buying anything. So, yeah, just gotta assume RIP Troll and Toad at this point. I would not be surprised if they're... I would expect them to probably still be at Worlds, but...
No idea.
Probably not going to be able to, get your Con LE from Worlds and rush it over to the Troll and Toad booth to sell this go around, which is sad.
Yeah, it's sad. We'll as soon as I can get some contact from them, hopefully I'll get a little bit more detail on the future of that there. So, nothing more than speculation on some of this stuff. So,
yeah.
But we are here today to talk about some of the results of the Champion Clix Opens, and talk about the ones that we all played in. So Alex, Jason, and I all got to play in CCO this weekend, with varying results.
There were 8 total tournaments that happened over the weekend.
That's great. So, let's see. Past events. Yep, so we had 8 over the weekend. Jason and I got to participate in the largest of those events at Heroes and Games, J Major's store in Columbus, Ohio, with 28 players. It looks like all of the other ones ranged between 13 and 16 players.
Mm-hmm.
So, can we... I've been waiting. I don't know how to get in this story smoothly, but I'm just itching to tell what happened to Jacob Bishop in the finals.
Go ahead.
All right, so I got to third place in the 28 players. Lost to Gabe Bishop. I missed 8 consecutive, or not a consecutive, that's not the word. I missed 8 breakaway rolls in that game, which was made me a little sad. And then Gabe made it to top 2 against Jacob Bishop from Michigan, Jacob Bishop. And Jacob was ahead 220 points. 235-0. Right before last action was called, or somewhere around the time of last action, his Phoenix Wolverine pilot critical missed, letting Gabe go up 275 points. For probably the most statistically large swing in a Heroclix game in the finals that we have ever seen. So congrats to Gabe for winning the event.
Yeah, probably haven't seen a swing like that since maybe like the Unimind days of taking out the Eternals when they popped out.
Yeah.
There may have been a couple back then where it went from 0 to 300 real fast, but
yeah. So
that's insane.
I think what we look at is, from a meta-analysis perspective, the question is, do you need to build with Colonel James Rhodes? I don't know. Probably not.
He still made the finals, and I mean, despite your bad luck and your rolls, he still made it to top 4.
Right. So
unless we're assuming like it just good luck was in his favor for all the matchups, I mean, he's still top 8.
Yeah, I get
scored
it.
255. Like, he still did well.
Yeah, his top 8, he was 255 to 195 against a Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk team. I mean, I get it. I'm not discounting. I played Gabe twice, so, I get it. I think the big thing for Gabe's team was the barrel being banned really made Gabe had to work for it a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to his previous renditions where the Pog kind of locked everything down.
Yeah.
So, my other highlight from the event was I got to collect Jason's Kong. And Jason, are you there, Jason? I don't think you're there, Jason. No, he's gonna log back in.
There he is.
You there
He
now,
came back.
Jason?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't know what Discord doesn't like me.
No, you haven't said anything, by the way, for what it's worth.
Oh well, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So.
Well, the last thing we said was Daniel was excited he got to collect your Kong.
Yeah, my response was I should have just ran.
Yeah. Probably so, but
There was a lot of time left, though.
Yeah, we were done in under 20 minutes, I think. So, HCUnits.net for all of the things. Go to events, go to circuits, go to the Tropical Champions Clix Tropical Regional Series. So, yeah, I mean, it was a really fun event. Of course, Jay runs a good event. I don't know if I have anything really crazy to talk about with my team other than my biggest note is Freya is awesome and she sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so I'll explain. She is awesome because she makes the little War of the Realms blocking marker anywhere on the map. So when I go attack with Collector out there in the middle of the map and I roll well and they go prob and I go, you can't. But otherwise, she also gets stuck on the starting area side of the map because she charges for 3 and sidesteps. So,
sometimes sidesteps.
Sometimes sidesteps, yeah. So that is not to say that I would never play her again. I mean, she was definitely crucial to my team's success with Collector. But golly, I wish she for having a 12 attack and blades and trick arrows and all that.
Maybe you should have just carried her up with Collector.
I TK'd out Collector.
You don't want to. You don't want to
run her right out there. Then
you don't want to do that because then you're down another prob.
Well,
Collector can't.
That's okay.
Collector can't use his.
I'm typically.
Well, she can use hers.
I know. Yeah, so you only get one prob either way. I was typically okay with that. Not using Collector's prob, which is fine. But golly, it's just, I don't know. Like, she does so much, and it definitely outweighs a lot of things. She does so much, but then on the other hand, she does so little. But she's still a great piece. I would definitely play her. Definitely play her again.
So I played this. I played the same team Dan played in mine. My event. Freya was okay. I think she did fine. The worst instances is when your opponent also has a Freya, and so it's kind of half of the map is just no prob anymore besides the Freya themselves, and then more likely than not you end up in one of those like their War of Realms marker or they're in yours or etc. Like it. The one game I played against another Frey, it's like we're just not going to get any props. Like maybe some of them we can, and we could try to get out of range of that. But Frey on Frey action, it's like anybody within a 5 square space or more, just nobody can use prob except these 2 Freyas that are right here duking it out.
I played 200-point Kong with a black symbiote and a Wendigo and a Daredevil. I had no prob, no leadership, no outwit, no starting flex. I still made top 8. So I didn't prob anything all day. So I'm kind of proud of that.
He didn't have to because he had how high was his attack?
He generally had a 14 or 15 attack and 7 or 8 damage.
Yeah, that usually does it.
Yeah.
I had a Bucky's arm on the symbiote, and then that went on to Kong, along with the shape change and the still energy, plus on stats of Wendigo and Cathon at times. So Kong was about as beefed up as possible.
Yeah.
And he squashed a lot of things.
So
it's definitely a cool team.
I liked it a lot. I think it worked really well.
Luckily, Jason, not too well. We're not getting another APOC scenario to where Wizkid is like, hold on now. What is Jason Alvey doing here? A 200-point Kong, too strong.
Well, this one doesn't just stop you from doing any damage whatsoever, so it's not a mastermind factory like that was. So it was definitely a fun team. I think I've made some improvements, and I'll definitely play it again.
Mm-hmm. Here's another note that I had. Do you know? So we left out of nationals with this new mimic ruling of everybody's going to do the thing where you can pick up stuff and you can't violate the rule of occupancy, and mimic is trash. Totally what we heard from several different folks. Mimic sucks. You know what? Mimic doesn't suck.
Still has uses.
Because
he's fine.
Yeah, he is totally fine. He stops actions from happening.
Potentially.
Now, admittedly, the first time I rolled him Saturday, I rolled a 20.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. And I brought him out a couple times, and I just totally forgot to do it a few times too. But not every time somebody wants to go pick up the object are they going to be able to have a character there and do all this other stuff. It is effective.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's still very good. Does he need to be on every team? Maybe. Like, depends on if it's a Spirit of Vengeance team or something with Butterfly where you're very limited on sideline space. Then no.
Probably not. Yeah.
Though Spirit of Vengeance probably likes him to help prevent any of the elevated shenanigans. But if you're not playing one of those teams, you probably have sideline space, and he's definitely one of the. Not a lot of people are doing Beetlejuice on the sideline anymore, so Mimic
he was still the third most used sideline piece. Looks like in top 8 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, he's down the chart a little bit more. Actually, no, he's second in overall sideline. All players for sidelines, he was second most used to Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, like, it either causes the opponent to have to do the thing, the gotta have a character there, do all this other stuff, blah, blah. It's just exhausting, is what it is. And, or they just don't try to pick up their little object.
There's a lot of object picking up. I mean, think about all the herbs that are being picked up to carry around, the phone booth. Nick picked up a huge piece of hindering to be able to giant reach 3 me with the blades with camo. So everyone's picking up stuff.
There's still people that don't even realize this ruling. I had to explain it to people a couple of times during games.
Yeah, but
so be aware.
He's still really good. It didn't. It's a fair ruling that hurt very. Very low chance those kind of scenarios are going to pop up that you can't just bring them out.
Yeah. I agree with that. The other thing was on my team, I did not once bring out Reverse Flash, nor did I bring out Beetlejuice, and I did not Ares Bomb with my team. But it was cool to have those things on there because I had the sideline space.
I did get Ares bombed 3 times. Ares bomb is very popular right now.
Yeah, I never got Ares bombed. I never used Beetlejuice. I never played against a Chair Panther.
Yep. Boy, and that's the other thing. We should go ahead and talk.
Well, let's
talk about that in a second.
Yeah, let's talk about Ares for just a second. Man, Ares, I think my opinion still remains the same. Boy, if it goes off, man, it's super cool. But if it doesn't go off, boy, that really sucks.
Well, there's no going off or not going off. The key thing with Ares is you don't build your team to rely on an Ares. But if you can pull it off, and if it's even only just on 2 people, that's still better than just 1 person, right? There's still...
Yeah, I mean, if you have the sideline space, how's it detrimental to bring him on the team?
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean,
it's just don't build your team around it. Don't be yes, I'm putting all my cards in the Ares in this 1 bomb, but being able to say, oh, hey, I got a line of fire to 3 characters. I'm going to just, Ares bomb in this thing because I've got a longsword equipped.
Yeah,
and sure.
Is there a way to look at the top equipment?
Yeah. You can go to equipment and then all players.
So if you go to events,
popularity,
Tropicana, event, or meta.
Yeah, go to circuits.
Okay.
So go to events, circuits.
Man.
It's tropical, yeah.
Number 1, Destroyer. So
nobody's surprised.
Nobody's surprised. So here's the thought that I have, or the question I have for you guys to chew on: is Destroyer overtuned?
I don't think so.
So
I think real quick, the
ahead.
reason I don't think so is because the reason I think we feel that way is because one of the most overplayed pieces right now utilizes it so well. Prime Colossus.
Well, everything uses it so well. Somebody won with it on Hadari.
Yeah.
Colossal. I think the thing is like the giant, whatever, the enhanced willpower. Like, obviously for Collector, the +2 defense is good. Obviously that helps out Colossus. Obviously it helps out everybody. I get that.
Yeah, +2 defense is just good.
And obviously, right? And then obviously the invuln has its use cases. But the fact that standard characters now have the ability to go 3 through 6 when they really weren't designed to have 3 through 6 willpower. Right? I think the limitation of, say, Hadari or Colossus being a standard character with cosmic energy is that they are limited to a 5/6. So you have to build in things like leaderships, other token removal things, mechanics that might exist. But no, you just throw Destroyer on there for 15 points, and you get two amazing things, the +2 defense and the invuln. Oh, also, they now have 3 through 6 willpower, so now they can go.
Yeah, it really makes you question the power and points scale, because you look at it compared to something like Mjolnir, which is 20 points. And you're like, well, I don't think Mjolnir gives you Giant Reach 3, improved targeting characters, and then Quake and Pulse Wave. Those are very good things, but compared to what Destroyer Armor ends up getting you, Mjolnir feels way too expensive.
Yeah, I feel like Mjolnir's overcosted for sure.
Yeah, unless you get Mjolnir for free, obviously.
Yeah, unless you get it for free on Cap or a Spider-Man or a Thor or whatever.
Right, so I mean, Destroyer Armor, like if they bumped it up to 20 or something like that, which they don't ever do. They don't ever make those changes of, oh, this now costs more. But like it probably should have been like a 20-point equipment.
Yeah.
So you'd still play it for 20 points. So.
I think you would still play it for 25 or 30. Now that might be a little. You might. I think you would think about it a little harder.
For sure.
But I don't know of any reason why you'd be like, well, that thing sucks at 30 points. No.
I mean,
it's pretty freaking awesome.
It was used
at
a lot.
30 points. Yeah, I mean, number one equipment.
Yeah. It looks like it's on about 57% of the teams that were played this past weekend.
It'd be interesting to see who all ended up getting it. I wager, obviously, Colossus and Collector got it the most, and then if you count all the different Asgards who get it for free, those would probably make up like 80% of the people who ended up getting it.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah, that's probably
because you could maybe put it on like a Ghost Rider. You're probably not putting it on Spirit of Vengeance. So it's like, who else are you?
There was a Tooth Gnasher that had it on it. We saw.
Yeah, because that has Asgardian, so it should.
Yeah, I know.
It gets it for free. But yes, you're right, because that allows them to carry something like Sleipnir or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's very, very strong. It does cost 15 points for most pieces. Asgardian is better now, so that might be why it sees more play. I mean, I didn't see a lot of Freyas with it equipped, but it doesn't mean she couldn't have it equipped.
Right. Agreed.
It's because Trick Arrows exist, is why she didn't have it equipped, essentially.
I mean, Daniel had a Destroyer on her, right?
I had Destroyer on Collector.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Az had it on there, I think.
No, Az had it on his Tooth Gnasher so he could carry 2 Sleipnirs.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something about putting it on there. Maybe it was another team he was talking about, but yeah.
Yeah, it's because Freya gets Trick Arrows for free, so it's like, I want free Trick Arrows a majority of the time.
Yeah, for sure. There must have been 24 Kevins played over the weekend, because the third most popular equipment was Avatar of Tauret.
There were 31 Kevins played.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Lots of Kevins.
Lots and lots of Kevins.
That also helps that almost everyone has one, so
yeah.
That does help.
Well, I guess it's sorted by Okay, if I filter to top
You can
8.
sort it by popularity. Tarret was the 6th most popular sideline item.
Okay, got it. Okay, I see it there. Equipment top 8. Trick Arrow, I filtered it to top 8. Still Destroyer, still Longsword, still Tarret. 15 of the top 8 teams had Crimson Gem, which is still wild to me.
Well, that's because you've pushed and wisely pushed the Daredevil Crimson Gem gospel, and everyone has heard the word and has started putting Crimson Gem on Daredevil.
I don't know if I'm 100% for that, but yeah, I appreciate the nod.
It was on my team.
Are you playing it more for the super strength or for the bus blocking?
Bus blocking. So
Yeah,
I want to go
super
ahead.
Strength is really good.
It is. So I want to talk about William de Rocher's old Bill's question here. In competitive play so far, after the ban of the nifty track it barrel, the player going first has won 62% of the time, and that is an environment with lots of 10 poles and teams that are not themed. Is the podcast worried about going first becoming a massive advantage? 12% is not a massive advantage. That doesn't fit the definition.
12%? What is the 12% from?
Over top of 50-50.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because if they won 50% of the time, that means they lost 50% of the time.
Yeah, the key thing I would say, William, is the difference I felt, and this might just have been in my tournament, which was smaller. Going first, it isn't alpha. Like, it isn't as alpha as you think it would be on smaller maps. I don't think I faced a lot of teams. Now, I think I ended up going first the majority of the time, so that might be part of the reason. But there wasn't a ton of like, oh, their whole team is in your face immediately.
Right.
Doesn't mean they couldn't get over to you, but they would have to overextend. And they're maybe only getting 1 or 2 attacks.
Right.
So a lot of the times, the first turn or two is setup, moving up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of barrier, but kind of just getting their perplexes in the right place, but hiding in different holes of rival respawn or Major Brock's bunker. Like, it wasn't a whole bunch of alpha strike, which you would think would push the narrative of, oh, going first is such a big advantage because you could just immediately get over there and smash their face in. I didn't experience a ton of that.
Yeah.
I don't think I got attacked in my starting area the entire tournament.
Well, it's because you're coming out of it, regardless.
Well, I was, but I mean, I didn't always come right out of it either.
That's fair. I think the big thing is MBB still exists, Major Brock's bunker, and I will say this about the barrel. What an enjoyable Clix experience! What an enjoyable Clix experience! None of this stuff of having to map out 5 different ways to play. Making sure that your Colossal doesn't get next to a tiny little bug or some other BS stuff. Oh, man, it was just such a freeing and wonderful experience over the weekend to not have to worry about that stupid traffic barrel.
I mean, I had an incredible time playing at Worlds, and traffic barrel was there, but I guess that might have been because I could move 3 squares and shoot the back of the map.
Yeah, and you also had a Colossal. I mean, I had to move up further than you did at Worlds, Jason, so I had to deal with that stupid thing way more than I ever thought I would have had to have.
But that also shows why there was the increase of Crimson Gem.
Yeah.
Because it actually mattered now.
Because
you
now,
could actually go through walls.
That's right. Now,
yeah.
Like Major Brock's bunker, you can get through it. You can get through it. It just happens.
I mean, is Major Brock's bunker really still have the same impact as it did previously?
I didn't play on that map at all.
I feel like now you can move through because that barrel's not around, and everybody has just seen it 1 billion times now. Like, you're used to playing on it.
Yeah, that helps out a bunch.
Do what?
I said that helps out a bunch, is that everybody knows how to navigate through it.
That's what I'm saying. I think it just doesn't have everybody has a plan for it now, so.
It felt comfy. Like, it felt like it was an old friend
Well, okay, I get. Yeah, okay. I don't want people to feel like that my map that I choose is an old friend to them
That's
Actually, I
when I
take
put
that
it
back. I
down.
did. I did play out. Nick took me to Major Brock's bunker. I forgot about it, but it still didn't feel. You know, when you turn that map sideways and not where each person has their own secluded uh,
Mm-hmm.
blocking room, the map
Mm-hmm.
feels way different. It's
yeah,
not nearly as close.
which I think I played on MBB most nearly every game, and it made it really straightforward to turn the map that way. You got your TK lines.
Yeah.
The MBB is just not that oppressive.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
I
think
played MBB the entire tournament
I
this
think
past weekend.
I think people just forget you could turn the map sideways. They just look at it and be like, "Oh, you're going to be in your little hidey hole in elevation 3. I'm going to be over
That's
here
just
in
where they're.
mine."
That's where they're comfortable going to.
Yeah, it's just like, no, just turn it sideways, and you've got a lot more avenues to go places. They have to go out of their way to be in the little hidey hole.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where they want. They feel like they're comfortable and they're more protected in the hidey holes. So
Maybe so.
I think, I
So
don't think I
yeah,
played on it at all.
yeah. So those movement restrictive things, like I hate when you have to play them, whether it be a stop sign, a traffic barrel. It digs at the foundations, the pillars of HeroClix. Whenever you have to play those game elements because they're so efficient.
Kind of like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I agree. It's still Beetlejuice is still a problem.
Hey, speaking of that, great segue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Hey,
so I'll
know,
wrap up
you
real
know
quick.
how
Sorry, I'll wrap up real quick with saying nifty traffic barrel, stop sign, all that stuff eats away at the pillars of HeroClix because you have to play them because everybody has to play them, and the pillar of HeroClix is you just get in there and have a good time. You get in there and play and make attacks and just do cool shit with your team. And that stuff being gone means you can do your cool shit now, which is a big thing for
You
me.
can't do your cool shit though.
That's what I'm saying. You couldn't do your cool shit before. Now you can do your cool shit, and it's awesome.
I argue you still can't do your cool shit because you can't take free actions.
Okay, but Jason, tell me what percentage of teams played a main force Beetlejuice
Not that
over the
many.
weekend? What
I,
percentage?
I'm
Would you
trying to
guess?
look it up here. Hold on.
No, don't
You
look it
already
up.
know?
I have the number.
It's low. It's pretty low. Like I think it was an eight. There was 8 main force Beetlejuices out of 125 or something.
Yeah, 4% of
Yeah.
the teams fielded played a main force Beetlejuice, and we were worried that it was just going to be everywhere. And not to say he's going away. There were 5 teams, by the way.
It was okay. 5 teams that had him, and 3 of them made top 8.
In what, Canada or something?
I don't know. Overall,
Yeah, but there were only 5. Why do
I
you
know there
think
were
there was
5
only
total.
5?
And wasn't there 5 total spirit main force Beetlejuices?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think
Yeah.
3 of those made top 8.
I'd have to look at the top 8 portion of it, but
My
question
here it is. Beetlejuice is on 3 top 8 teams overall. So out of those 5, 3 of them made top 8.
So why are so few being played?
I don't know. I mean, nobody wants to play Beetlejuice. That's just the thing. He's not fun to play. But you had to build like you were going to play against him because you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you didn't get to bring the team that did all the cool free shit because you didn't know if he was going to run into Beetlejuice on the main force. He's not a fun figure.
I agree.
So
I agree with Jason. He sucks.
I see 2 of them. 2 were in Canada, and you know
Well,
how it is. They're behind the times.
Yeah,
They didn't
one of them was
realize-
Emily. One of them's
Yeah.
Emily. She won with it. I'm just looking at the main force top 8 on the circuit meta. There shows 3 Beetlejuice teams.
Right, top 4 was another one. Leo Hunt. Leo Hunt. He played the Moreland Beetlejuice with a few other things. So there was at least 2. I don't know where the other one was. Which is, I was telling Jason, I sent an email to Clay. One of the functions I hope they can add at some point is when you go look at the meta and you could see, oh, hey, there were, 11 teams with Ares, it'd be cool if they could like list off to the side, here's all the teams that had it. So you could just click it and be like, oh, here's the team, here's the team, here's the team. Because that'd be super useful to be able
That
to
would be really nice.
be like, oh, there were five Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
5 Beetlejuice. Who were they? Yeah, I don't know. I think I've talked about it before. I think everyone's preparing for Beetlejuice, and I think you could see that in a lot of the teams. Because if you look at main force and you look at popularity, you know who else isn't up there at the top? And I know he took a big hit for other reasons, but like Spot's not up there. Like, there's not a whole bunch of Spot teams. Like I don't think
he was hit fairly hard.
Yeah, but he was still fine. He was still okay. I don't even see Spot on here for some reason.
I mean, the Sinister Syndicate's poison teams were just non-existent. They were just gone.
Yeah, the key ones were just primarily...
Spot was on 3 teams in the top 8, right beside Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I don't see him on...
Over all the events.
Oh, I was looking at something. I see what I did.
Yep. And you know what? It feels pretty good because that yoinking across the map is just not fair.
But, it's like me and Daniel were talking about. It's probably, like, maybe Beetlejuice just goes away for a while, and then he just comes back when you're least expecting him.
Maybe that last week of September in Western Tennessee, in the Western Tennessee town where a famous singer was born.
Yeah.
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 You just got to make sure your team can function decently with him on the board.
That's the problem, though. It just limits.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No,
It
you just
limits your building.
A lot of things limit your building. And like you have to build your teams in certain ways to handle different things. You can't just be like, I'm going to play whatever the hell I want to play. And
but that's our goal, isn't it?
Why did I lose? No.
Is that not our goal? Our goal is to play whatever the hell we want to play. Yes, it is.
Well, then our set reviews would be way different because we'd be like, oh, what is going on? Every one of these commons are great because I want to play it.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't play it.
I want to play it. So...
Everybody always is great when the meta's wide open and you can just do whatever you want. And then here we are with this. This is not that.
I think it exists. Yes, there is the risk going into Worlds of it popping up more, Beetlejuice. I don't think we'll see a huge surge of it because I think the top players will have built a team, like a Spirit of Vengeance team, that doesn't have to use a lot of free actions. They like free actions, doesn't mean they won't use free actions, but they are prepared for if they face a Beetlejuice, okay, I can still function and I can still kill a Beetlejuice reasonably.
Yeah.
If you're going to play Spirit of Vengeance Colossus, Beetlejuice doesn't matter to you very much.
You know what would be even better? Is that if you just didn't have to worry about Beetlejuice being an option.
Well, then you would go right back. You'd go right back to those. I have 50 gazillion free actions.
But here's the thing with those 50 gazillion free action teams, and there's again, I think I may have mentioned this in the last couple episodes. There's probably about 5 or 6 players that really leaned in on those super free action reliant teams, but they also had to play the barrel because they would send out like a Daredevil or some other little hard to kill annoying piece and block up a hallway and say, tee-hee, can't get past me. But now they can do all those little free actions, set up their little shell, and then you can just come in, bam, get to the important stuff. So I don't think it's that much of a problem because the meta would be wide open once again if Beetlejuice was just errated into oblivion. But I don't think that's going to happen before Worlds. So I mean, we can keep we can keep campaigning for it.
So one counterpoint to that I'll say is I don't know if I agree with. Yeah, I agree that the barrel has made those type of teams a little less playable. But I think they are still really playable and still really good because we lost rivalry. and Fortify still exists.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you don't see it out here. Only 56 teams did it, but that's still over half of the team, almost half of the teams played Fortify. Fortify is by far one of the strongest one shot right now. Basically, if you're building teams right now and you don't have a Fortify, you need to figure out how to get it on your team, because it basically gives you just a get out of jail free card. It makes your opponent think every single time, I know I'm going to have to try to hit this guy twice. Yep. Unless I'm playing something with just 3 damage. But, most of the time people have 4 damage at this point. You're trying to play figures with more damage at that point. So you have things like Fortify. You have all these other kind of get out of jail abilities like Wonder Woman, Black Panther, all these things that allow you multiple chances to stay alive, your figures to stay alive, that I think those multiple free action teams still function fine. I mean, heart-shaped herb is everywhere, and it's it's very difficult to kill pieces. Now, like I would be interested to see like point total now compared to like 6 months ago or something. Like how many points were scored per round? Because I feel like the scoring is a little lower. You don't have a ton of just
it was
300 every single time. Yeah, it was low at ours. Like it's just interesting because we've become more. It isn't that we're just more defensive. It feels like we're less offensive. Like we're building more of like, okay, instead of I'm giving up all these points to go attack things, not counting you, Jason, because your team did literally that, right?
I just killed off my team. I killed off half my team. And every game that I won, I wiped at 300 points. Yeah. But, I mean, I was just smacking things very, very hard.
I mean, most teams now are like built to, okay, I'm comfortable giving up a Daredevil. I'm comfortable giving up a Freya. 15 points here, 5 points for one shots, 10-point one shot. But I've got my main core, my main 200 points, pretty difficult to kill. I've got Fortify, I've got whatever other cool Mastermind, other cool powers to defend all these pieces. I've got all that built in. So I can still do some good things, but it's not as alpha strikey it's less offensive when you're trying to be defensive. So yeah, I think the game is a lot more defensive now, even though because it's too risky to be full offense, the full I alpha strike turn 2.
Which here's the thing. That's what's fun. Like you actually get
some people.
You get to have a game. This stuff where we've had it in the past and we've all played in it. It's whatever. Again, I go back to saying my thing is it doesn't matter. I play whatever's good, right? And if the whole wipe the opponent's team off in turn 2 is the meta, then I'm going to play it. But what's fun is being able to go to a tournament and play 8 full games. Not just go, well, you had a whiz dinger thingy. Oh boy, well, game's over in 2.5 minutes. That sucks. Guess what? Fortify, the stuff that comes in, you get to go navigate, have the team, play it, make multiple attacks. It's not just all, here's 8 damage, you're done. There is stuff that does that. I understand, Jason. You have one of them. But for the most part, you get to have a parry, a back and forth, and that's fun. That makes for an interactive game. That makes for more strategy, and I think it's in a really good spot.
But you know what? What helps keep that in check as much as we all want to admit it, is the looming threat of Beetlejuice. You don't have as many people that can rely on the free actions to get across the map to Alpha Strike. You can still play them, but you have to build a team that, okay, if I don't get to make that move, what else can my team do? Like, I don't like Beetlejuice, but I'm learning to feel like, well, maybe he's one of those not necessarily necessary evils. he kind of is right now, there would be probably a better way of building him to where he wasn't as crazy as he is. Like if we had more Wakanda and Hulkbuster type figures, I would feel better.
I'm
but
okay with
at this
Wakanda
point-
Hulkbuster because, one, Wakanda Hulkbuster can be outwitted. Two, if he gets hit, the power goes away.
You have to hit him for 4, and there's Fortify.
That's fine.
Yeah, I played against one. I basically tried to ignore him most of the time. I hit him down a little bit, but that team was interesting, so it was different. One thing I want to ask you about the weekend in general, because I was looking at the meta, and we had 8 different tournaments. I feel like, and I hope this isn't sacrilege for me to say, guys, like the IC regionals really gave me like WKO vibes. Like there was multiple events happening in one weekend. They were all kind of somewhat connected. It was all around the same kind of con LE stuff, right? And it was just exciting to be like, okay, let's go see what else happened this weekend. So it really gave me like, okay, I could see the CCO stuff growing to be made. Obviously, couldn't happen every quarter, every season, but it's kind of fulfilling that role of the WKOs since WizKids isn't creating them. Prizing them, but
yeah,
not creating
prizing
them.
is similar to the WKO, which is great, if not even better. Here's what I would say: make the CCO be quarterly. Welcome back, WKO.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good step in the right direction, right? Having it twice a year, effectively. You have the icy regional and then the tropical regional. So like, because the problem is obviously not enough stores, and you're getting stores tiptoe in because they're concerned about how many players. And luckily in these type of events, and from what I understand, I don't know everything, even if you only had 13 14 players, you're still making your money back depending on how what you ended up charging.
Yeah,
like I think we were fine. We had 14, and I think we were fine cost wise because it was charged fairly, and that's what everyone wants, right? You don't want to go to an event and the store lose money on the event.
correct. Yep.
So like if the store's like, hey, if my entry is $10 more than another store, I don't care as long as the store supports the game and is going to continue to do these events, right? Because what's $10 to me to play in a fun tournament with a lot of people? Like I'm fine with paying that. Now, if you're talking like $50, $60, that's too much. But if you're talking about the difference between $25, $35, $20, like, yeah, I mean, I want the store to make money, or break even, maybe a little bit more, right? You want it to be successful, so the store wants to keep doing them. I feel like a lot of stores hopefully had that over the weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
And there's still more to come. I mean, this next weekend, I think there's 4. Yeah, there's 4. In Florida, one in Mexico, it looks like, another one in Canada, and then one in Indiana.
Yep. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have some stuff to record about next week, too. All right, let's talk about some questions. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort the questions by newest and go down to the bottom so we see the oldest question first. New Jeremy asks, Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk was present in quite a few of the top 8 teams. Do you think he will be popular for Worlds? I think and he goes on to ask about the weak points. That 1x2 elevated, right? I'm really surprised that what we saw out of Joe's team in Nationals, folks didn't just place the 1x2 underneath Spirit of Vengeance and just yeet him.
I think that falls a little bit into the mimic scenario of you can't rely, like going into an event, I don't think you can rely on, oh yeah, I got this 1x2. That's all I need for Spirit of Vengeance. Like, that's not going to work. Because, one, Spirit of Vengeance players are adapting. They're realizing, okay, well, you've got this 1x2. Maybe I'll play either a bigger terrain, or I'll make sure I go snipe your terrain at the beginning, or whatever, right? So you can't rely on just the 1x2. You should have one, and someone who could obviously pick it up. You should have one on your team, but you need to rely on other methods or know how to handle Spirit of Vengeance. I think, to answer Jeremy's question, yes, I think he'll be popular for Worlds, because he is in general a fun piece. I don't think he is broken. I think he is, since the errata, I think he's pretty balanced. It's just people haven't adjusted as well as they should. But I think some of the weak points is, we're seeing people play a lot more pieces that do the unavoidable. So that way, when they pop out the pilots, it's a much bigger risk. So that way, you force your opponent to have, sorry, Jacob, a Jacob Bishop type of scenario where they bring out a pilot and you score 200-something points. So have someone that could do the unavoidable. There's an okay amount of pieces that could do that.
Yeah. Agreed.
But, there's even, what Dieball Bargain, is that the one? Or no, it's whichever one of the one-shots that deals one unavoidable when one of the two people move. I forget whichever that one was called.
Oh gosh, Jason, are you there? Which one is that one? Did we lost Jason?
We lost Jason again.
We lost Jason again. Yep, there he is.
It's Evil Entwinement.
There we go. We knew you would come in with the
and then Evil Entwinement's the one. You want to go like Primus? Like people played Primus. A couple people played Primus this weekend from Smash and Destroy.
Yeah,
that's a nice piece of tech against him. So when it starts your turn, opposing characters can't be placed or generated within 4 squares of a friendly character with the brute keyword.
Yeah, it's we're getting.
Spirit of Vengeance is a brute, by the way.
We're getting to the point in like we talked about this a little bit before in the pre-show. Like, it's very much 200, maybe 250 points of your team is your team, and then you have 50 to 100 points that's going to end up being like your tech pieces, which is how it works in a lot of card games as well, right? Like, 80% of your deck is what you want to play, and then you tech in 2 cards, 4 cards for your matchups. And so that's where we are now. People are teching in for Beetlejuice. People are trying to tech in for Prime Colossus. There's not much you can tech in for him, right? It's just, can you hit a high defense? But
Trick arrows are good.
Yeah.
They're very adaptable. Trick arrows can get rid of equipment. Trick arrows can get rid of stop clicks, and a lot of things.
They can also keep them from attacking.
Yes, so you should probably look at them really hard if you're not playing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what the good counter for Colossus is?
What's that?
You just collect him.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you do have to hit him.
Yeah, so I had my collector up to a 15. So I just needed to roll a 7, and I was within.
A lot easier when you have a 15.
I was within range of the Freya's marker. So I just rolled a 7. I think I actually rolled an 8, and he went prob. Nope. All right, next question we had was from Bill, which we talked about. Brandon Michael Brunner. With 200-point Kong being so dominant, Collector and Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk this year also being good, do you think WizKids is slowly moving back towards more of a higher point model than they were in recent years past, where the meta was dominated by mostly smaller point pieces?
Not really.
No, the small stuff is still really good. I think it's just I'll steal it from Jason before he gets to say it. The threat of Beetlejuice keeps all those little small pieces from being used right now.
Yeah, the biggest detriment, though, the counterpoint, Brandon, to what you're mentioning is one of the things Collector and Spirit of Vengeance don't necessarily like is Fortify. Because those type of teams, you don't get a ton of attacks. Now, collecting doesn't care about Fortify. I get that. But when you have other ways of, like, other would be KO'd or other ways to prevent them from dying or just running away from Collector, it's... the reason the higher points are succeeding right now also is because they get a lot more support in the form of Fortify, Destroyer Armor, like all these extra things that just make them a little bit better.
And you can't depend on having Perplex right now.
Yeah.
But it's more, I think, more of just can't depend on having multiple attacks, like coming over and I have 3 people flurry on you. Like, you can still do the flurrying, but, you know, you can't do, well, no, you can't do the flurrying, right?
You can't move and do it, that's for sure.
Yeah, and so it's like, that's why the game is slowed a little bit as far as, like, how much damage is being dished out, because, you know, it's safer to have those higher point figures right now.
Yeah, agreed. All right. Paul Cote, do you think Modern is a solved format? No.
No.
I mean, obviously, if you want to call Spirit of Vengeance and Colossus and Beetlejuice all of the winning teams, you know, the solved. But no, I mean, you look into there, you see what Gabe won with. You know, there is inventiveness out there, but I think it's just what is really fun right now is Collector and Spirit of Vengeance. It was my backup team. If I had the opportunity to, if I had the time to go to Pittsburgh the next day, I was probably going to play that team.
I mean, you almost hard switched to it at Columbus.
I almost did, but I just hadn't played it at all, so I just didn't have. I'd only played Spirit of Vengeance just a little bit at Origins.
Now, to be fair, there were only 7 collectors. Just throwing that out there for the weekend.
Yeah. So don't worry about Collector; he's fine.
He probably is. Like, in my opinion, I think Collector probably is fine.
But I was going to say, what I was going to say is, like, Colossus and Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk is fun. Like, that doesn't mean that it's solved. There's definitely, like, you know, come Worlds time, and the big thing for Worlds, obviously, we don't have to get into it here, is whether or not Lantern Legacy is going to be legal for Worlds. We're not quite talking about that today. But if you assume the same meta going into Worlds, there is definitely room for people to invent and play and try something else other than Colossus and Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk.
My answer to Paul's question is, I agree with you guys. I don't think it's solved. I think it's because the meta in its form right now can't be solved. It's not like Pulp, because Pulp has so few figures. Because we have so many figures and so many interesting, unique figures, the meta's never going to be solved, because it's just going to keep shifting. Shifting to, oh, Beetlejuice is amazing. Everyone play Beetlejuice. All right, we've solved for Beetlejuice. We're countering Beetlejuice, which is AKA we're going to play Spirit of Vengeance. Oh, crap, Spirit of Vengeance is good. Let's counter that. Okay, now whatever team pops up for that. All right, well, let's counter that. So the meta right now, because we're having all these tournaments and there's everyone talking and everyone excited about Clix, is the meta is shifting and adapting very quickly, I think, to the different teams. Because there's so many flexible options. Mm-hmm. I do think that I am a little concerned, because right now the general consensus is probably Lantern Legacy is not legal. I'm a little concerned about, like, 2 more months of this. Are we going to roll into Worlds with it being a little stale? Because we're likely not getting anything new. Like, if Lantern Legacy's not... Like, we're not getting anything in July besides the Batcave. And so everything comes out at the end of August. And so if Lantern Legacy is not legal, that means any of that other Iconics probably isn't either. Like, I think it's Heralds, the split, the Ring of TK, whatever that.
Owlbear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, all that stuff, that's probably not going to be legal either if they don't do Lantern Legacy.
Does everybody just think Lantern Legacy is going to save us? Really?
It's new. No, the
I
key
know it's
thing
new,
is it's
but I just don't
new.
think there's that much that's super good in it.
I think you'll see people play it for the
I guess the
sake of
power
playing
batteries
it.
probably more than anything.
Look. It's like when you are smoking meat, which I got a pellet grill for Father's Day and my birthday. Lantern Legacy is like, we're still cooking a Boston butt, but you know what? I went down to the Walmart or one of the sporting goods stores, and I bought a new bottle of spice. And you know what? I am very excited to cook that Boston butt in that new bottle of spice. Now, sure, is the meat gospel what I'll probably cook it in the next time? Sure. But you know what? That new bottle that I got, man, I'm ready to shake it on that meat.
That's actually a really good analogy. Yeah. I get it.
And I even added a meat joke in there.
I know. I was. You made me a little hungry more than anything. So.
Hungry for some meat, Alex? Oh man, I'm 39.
For some butt.
I'm 39 years old. I don't know.
Everybody's always looking for a piece of butt, aren't they?
Yeah, some of that Boston butt or whatever you said.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm just generally, I'm generally concerned that if we're in the same meta that we've been in for 4 months, yes, there's a lot of creativity, and that's because people are getting tired of certain pieces, and now we're gonna, 2 more months, nothing new at all.
I'm gonna reserve judgment till after the CCOs are over and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Well, people are playing a little bit more creative now, also because it's a CCO. It's fun. The stakes are high, but not too high. But you could play whatever.
But I think you'll see some trends though by the time it's over with, to give you a good idea of what we're looking at.
Yeah,
possibly.
All right, let's answer Joel's question. Do you think the Iconics Legacy Galactus will dominate the Modern Age and Silver Age after rotation? We don't know what rotation is. I saw someone comment that we got the Worlds info last year, the first week of August, and that's just not true. We got it in July. And we are behind on Worlds info. We are behind on retirement information. Now, before you go in there, like I'm doing right now, and Googling when we got the retirement announcement last year, the point is, for all of these things, we should be continuing to push WitsKids for better and better information, sooner, faster, more complete. We got it July 16th last year. And, now Worlds is 2 weeks later, so we might get it 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
But July 16th...
I would hope this week.
The July 16th is the date, right? We are now, what,
It's 23rd.
We're 7 days, we're a week behind it now. So they've already burnt up one of their 2 weeks of grace period.
Let's be honest, this is too late. The 16th would have been too late. This is definitely too late. There's no reason that we couldn't see this.
And you know what? Like, I will say, Daniel, what's your ideal? My ideal for the Worlds announcement is the Monday or Tuesday after we come back for Worlds. This is great news, everybody. Short little article. Great news. We had 486 unique attendees at Worlds. Thanks everybody for coming. We're excited to announce that we're going to be back at Memphis at Graceland on September blah 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 through September blah blah blah. Just work it out. That's my ideal, Alex. I understand that everybody's ideal may not be the same as mine, but
yeah, but there's semantics and reasons why they can't do that, right? Like, they gave us that in March.
So here's the thing. I think my second ideal that's a little bit more realistic is January, because there are a lot of folks, and I saw a couple comments just a few seconds ago while I was looking through Facebook here. People have to turn in some of their time off by the end of January for the year.
Hmm.
So the sooner
those people need to get new jobs. No offense.
That's easier said than done.
Sure,
but here's the thing. The point is earlier is better. Now retirement, just make a date, July 1st, right? Whatever, June 30th. That's the day you're going to get that announcement every year.
Well, at this point, all we need to know is when are they going to finally start retiring iconics, right? Like, there's no question of what sets are going to go and not go. Because they've told us effectively it's 2 worlds, right? So everything up to Masters of Time would go
until they decide. Yeah, until they decide to change it again. Yeah,
right. But the one thing we don't know is iconics and the Connellies, right? We don't know how far they're going because they let things last too long on the Connellies side, and they haven't rotated any iconics yet, right? So
I have not rotated any iconics, and I think people think some of this stuff's been out longer than it has. Like people keep talking about Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was distributed at Worlds 2022.
Yeah.
So if it's 3 years, that would be this year, and she retired. I would assume the cons are going to get 3 years, and the iconics are going to get 3 years. I mean, that's just speculation on my part, but that's what I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk to the next question here because we spent a long time on Joel's and Paul's question. Matthew Gronhide with Beetlejuice showing up more on the main force and less on the sideline. Well, he showed up everywhere still. So he wants to talk about the best ways to KO that fool. Zala, he mentioned Zala and MOT Green Arrow. The problem is that whatever you choose to KO Beetlejuice has to be really good as well against other things. Zala's really good against other things in the field. But oddly enough, like Colossus and Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk is really good at KOing Beetlejuice on the main force.
Yeah, that's why they're seeing play.
Yeah, and you think about things like Battle Fury, multiple targets. Like if you have multiple targets, that helps. Keeps him from using Mastermind. If you can target his Mastermind targets, right?
The other key thing to think about is outside of just Beetlejuice and KOing Beetlejuice, think about what's typically being played with Beetlejuice at this point, right? Because they're limited as well. And so they're having to play most likely the same pieces you're having to play to counter Beetlejuice. They're having to play those same pieces. So like a Spirit of Vengeance, there's a lot of Kong out there with Beetlejuice because Kong can just take multiple actions. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't just focus on how do I take out Beetlejuice. Yes, you should have reasonable things for that. But you should also think about, okay, am I playing pieces that are over 50 points that could deal a decent amount of damage? Because you need to, because your 50-point Kong is still a big thing. But 50-point Kong also goes down pretty quickly when he's facing a 75-point, 100-point person where he can't reduce the penetrating.
Yeah.
So build around not just Beetlejuice, build around typically what's played with Beetlejuice, which is Kong, Moreland, Spirit of Vengeance sometimes, like some of these other pieces. Make sure you're not so focused on Beetlejuice.
You know what, guys? You know what we've missed out this whole time on? Beetlejuice doesn't even have cosmic energy. Just outwit him.
You can outwit him. You just can't outwit that the power that stops the actions, the trade.
It's called being funny. Miles Kane after the unavoidable ruling come into play at the Columbus CCO with minutes before last action, Phoenix Wolverine rolling a critical miss in the finals. Do you think that ruling needs backtracked? No, I don't.
No, that's the only reason why Spirit of Vengeance is tolerable.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's a risk. He needs to have a risk because he creates more points on the board than you're playing. And anytime we've had something like that, it's been abused and it's been terrible and it's got shut down. Well, his way of doing it is not as bad. And because of this ruling, it makes it way better, like for everyone playing against him. You can't just free throw out Thanos and Wolverine and be like, I'm good. No cares in the world. I've got like 700 points on the map now. No worries. No, if someone is able to do you unavoidable, they're scoring those points.
I mean, that situation sucks for that person, but overall, I think it's just fine.
Yeah.
Colton Bushek asked, do you feel like you have to play the Collector, Ultra Chase, or Red Hulk Spirit of Vengeance to win a tournament? No.
No.
Definitely not.
Pick one for Worlds. Kevin and Beetlejuice Band or Chair Panther and Beetlejuice Band. Just wanting to hear others' answers on it. No reasoning. Can it be both? Can I pick both? He says pick one, so I can't. Can they double ban Beetlejuice?
I want to go Chair Panther Beetlejuice.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that's my preferred option.
Yeah, you can't ban Kevin after all the fiasco with Kevin, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Kevin,
could you imagine? It's just like, hey, we're banning him early, and it's like, well, we couldn't get him last Worlds. You finally gave him. Yeah, you finally gave us him at last Worlds, and now you're banning him early? Nah, no way they do that.
Yeah, he's fixing to retire, and let Kevin be.
He's annoying. Don't get me wrong. I don't like Kevin, but nah, he's not ban worthy.
No, he's fine. Ben Groenhide, did you all get to play at any battle royals in your CCO?
No.
No, they were doing some that like the option was there, but it was kind of nice of just playing and seeing everybody and then just going home. And
yeah, I think that's what happens most of the time. Everybody plays all day and then they're ready to go home.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately for me, mine was 5 minutes away from my house, so that was a little bit different than yours. But
yeah, we had to drive like over 5 hours.
it was right at 5 hours, and it was tough. As we will round out, I will add in a quick bomb update. Obviously, this past weekend, Jason and I did not go to Pittsburgh as well for a 3-day trip like we had originally planned. Good news is my mom is now in a short-term rehab facility and is doing much, much better. So thanks for everybody's thoughts and pings and prayers and all of that. Much, much appreciated. So let's wrap it up. Final thoughts, Alex.
It was a great weekend, even though I did poorly. It was a lot of fun. I'm excited for future ones. Hoping to make it out to the ones you guys are hosting next month. So it's exciting. It's a great lead into Worlds and the other nationals that are happening in Canada and whatnot. So
yeah,
let's keep the excitement going.
Exactly. Jason, final thoughts?
Yeah, I had a ton of fun playing. And like Alex said, yeah, come down and see us August 16th, Big Bang, Owensboro, Kentucky, playing our CCO. I really look forward to seeing what else happens between now and then. And then I'm psyched for Worlds. I'm ready to get there and have some fun.
My final thoughts is, man, I had a great time as always at Jay's store. Just a fantastically ran event. Looking forward to. I don't want to also forget to mention the Not Gen Con event. Those details are on HC Units and in the Clixed Off Facebook group. It is being hosted by Keith Barnett at the Confections Connection in Greenfield, Indiana. They are doing
August 2nd.
They're doing a super sealed on Friday on the 1st.
Yeah.
Friday night, and then they are doing a smaller 300 modern tournament on Saturday. It's starting at 2. I think we're going to do like 3 rounds, cut top 4 type thing. So probably going to be going to that one. Jason and I are not going to a full, and Alex isn't either. We aren't doing the full Gen Con this year. But it's not very difficult for us to run up and do a quick not Gen Con event. I really thank Keith for putting that out there and getting that going per the community's request. So the community did request it. So let's all show up and show out for Keith and his event as well here in a couple weeks. But thanks everybody for listening to Clixed Off today, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
Later.
See you.